computer. Now normally I do console stuff, but I'm also a PC gamer, not as much as my boy Juke, but I do play some PC games, and I have another gaming rig, but this is one I picked up because I wanted to kind of use for when I'm recording with my Elgato, so on and so forth. So what we have here is the Lenovo X315. As you can see, still sealed, didn't break the seal yet. So we're going to check this out. Okay guys, so here it is. We're going to take a look at the Lenovo Eraser. As you can see, it's spelled out here so vividly in Chrome. Spelled a little bit different, to be a little bit different, you know, whatever. Throw that Z in there. So this is a Lenovo Razr X315. So let's just take a look down. We're going tripod free today so I can give you guys a better view of this. Let's start off with just the basic. Let's start off with the very front of the computer. Let's take a nice look at it. It actually has a pretty cool design. As you can see, it has what Lenovo is calling, it's supposed to resemble knight's armor with its lines. So it has this angular design where it kind of comes up to a point and then slopes down. I'm digging it. It's cool. It's a mid-tower design, so it's not a full tower, mid-tower. On the front here, of course, if you push the eject button right here, this pops front. You have your DVD drive behind there, DVD RW. Here, if you push here, or it tells you to push, which I take that sticker off, you have access to a USB 3.0, headphone, microphone, and a USB always on. So when the computer is off, as long as it's plugged in, or if it's in sleep, you can plug something in there and have it charge, which is really convenient. Also, then moving on, we have a memory card slot. I don't know if it's hard for you guys to see that, but it's there. Typical stuff. So you push this back up, click it in the corner, it clicks. Moving on down, this thing right here, this looks like a giant upside down triangle, is the power button. Now when you turn this on, it lights up bright blue. It's just a little bit of added flair. There's not a lot of neons on this. It's about the only neon that's on it. And I don't have a problem with that because this desktop I basically got to supplement. I have a fully, like a way more powerful gaming rig, but I wanted something that was I could use to do recording with my Elgato, something I could supplement in when I'm not using my Mac to do recordings with, and also, you know, play games on it, maybe give you an idea of if you want to get into gaming and you don't want to go out and spend a whole lot of money. The price range on this is pretty decent. Right now they're ranging anywhere from $700 to $800. I got this for about $750. So that's a pretty good price, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute, but let's just finish looking over it. So here, of course, you have your branding. AMD A10, more Lenovo branding. The front of it isn't, it's slightly shiny, but it's not piano finish, so it's not going to just, every time you dust it gets scratched, which for me is like a big pet peeve. I hate piano black finish. As you move down, we also have some more, a little bit of the design flair. They have like angular, supposed to, once again, Lenovo says look like knight's armor, futuristic knight's armor. It's kind of cool. This is more of a matte black. Here you have a type of brushed finish. It's plastic, it's not metal. But what this actually serves a point or a purpose for, excuse me, is these are actually where air gets drawn into your computer. There's fans behind here, push back to keep it cold. The fans on this are extremely quiet. So yeah, there is the front of it. Now moving to the side, there's not really much going on here. You have your big, huge open vents. You also have the exact same thing on the other side. So adequate cooling. It doesn't get hot. It stays really cool. So yeah, there's the front of it. Now let's head around to the back. Okay guys, so this is the back of the computer. As obvious, here's your power supply. This does have a 450 watt power supply, so there is room for future upgrades, upgrading graphics cards, so on and so forth. Moving down. Now, this is where we get a little bit interesting. Here we have a HDMI, which is functioning, VGA, two USB 3.0, USB 2.0, and Ethernet. Now, the reason these are covered, I'm going to explain to you in a minute, but they are functioning. If I take these rubber covers off, there are ports behind it. But we're going to move down. Here we have our plethora of audio connections. And then, you know, because this does have 7.1 on it, which is nice. Optical output, bunch of plethora of connections. Moving down, we have another VGA, DVI, HDMI, and DisplayPort. Now I'm going to explain to you guys, go switch around, show you the front again, just so you guys have something to look at while I explain to you why this has two separate ports on it, or two separate sets of connections for display. So let's get to that. Okay guys, so we're back looking at the front of the computer. I'm just going to do a small pan down here, show you what it looks like again, and all of its glory. So there it is, Lenovo Razr. If you guys want, and you want to see more detailed pictures of it, let me know. Take some pictures, maybe put it up on our Twitter or something. So if you guys want to see high definition photos of it, but hopefully this shows you, you know, obviously if you're buying this computer, you should never be just buying a computer for looks. That would be pointless, senseless. Now I'm going to explain to you what the back ports, why you have two, and why this computer is, in my opinion, and I want to test it out. I'm going to come back and do a full review of this, but I want to give you guys just the initial, and why I think this is a good PC, gaming PC, if you're just getting into gaming, or even it's maybe even like moderately stepped up, because this isn't necessarily an entry level at $749, $750, anywhere from $700 to $800 you can get this. But you do get a lot for your money. So what do you get for that money? Obviously you get the A10, it's a 7850K, so it's a Cavari APU. Now it's an APU, so for you guys who do know, you understand what the 7850K is. For you guys that don't understand, it's basically you have onboard graphics. You have onboard R7 graphics. Now, alone, this computer could have 7850K, A10, and you could play games pretty decently. I know guys like Jay's 2 Cents, he did a review. There's a lot of guys that did the review on the A10 7850K. So, great APU. Like I said, onboard graphics R7, you could play it just like that. However, Lenovo, for some reason I can't talk tonight, Lenovo has taken it a step further, and what they decided to do is you have the onboard graphics, but then they actually added a dedicated graphics card, 2 gigabytes to be exact, and what it is the AMD Radeon R9 260 OEM. Now OEM, what that means is this is pretty much, or at least what I understand, if I'm wrong, comments below. The OEM is basically for pre-built computers. Now, I have looked high and low to try to find this graphic card. You cannot buy it yet. I don't know if it's just OEM so far, if they're going to release it as a standalone card, I don't know. The specs on the card are pretty good. You can actually find it at AMD. So it is a R9 260, 2 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory. So it's not the DDR3, it's the GDDR5, which is awesome. 2 gigabytes of it, awesome. So now what makes this unique is with the 7850K, it does kind of a Crossfire type deal. So if you guys are familiar with what Crossfire is, a lot of gamers will do in the higher end gaming PCs will Crossfire or SLI bridge graphics card, which means putting you can have 2 graphics cards in your PC. Of course, it's going to make it, far superior. So what they were able to do is take the onboard graphics from the APU, which is the R7, and take the dedicated graphics card of the R9 260, combine them together for increased graphic performance. Now, also the A10 7850K is also a great APU. It has great processor. Now, let's move on to what else this computer packs. This computer packs 2 terabyte hybrid drive. So it's not just your typical standard hard drive, it's a hybrid drive. What that means is it has 2 terabytes of storage on your standard mechanical hard drive, which is a 7200 RPM hard drive, but also has an 8 gigabyte solid state drive, which allows the computer to see what application you use most frequently, and when you click on them, it'll open them from the solid state drive as opposed to from the mechanical drive, which makes things faster. So that's cool. So a hybrid drive, great APU with the A10 7850K. It also has Bluetooth. It has 7.1 Dolby. It has great features like USB 3.0, which most computers have now. It has a grand total of, I want to say, 3 USB 3.0s and I believe 3 USB 2.0. So, plethora of connections. It also has AC Wi-Fi, which is going to be the new standard. It was just like back when we had ABG, and then N was introduced, and now we have AC, which allows even more transfer rate over Wi-Fi, where usually I would wire my gaming consoles, PC, so on and so forth. This I'm actually going to run off Wi-Fi because it is AC and it is high speed. So that is a bonus because it's kind of future-proofed. You also have 12 gigabytes of RAM. I am not sure if it is what speed RAM it is, but you do have 12 gigabytes. It is expandable to 32, so if you want to upgrade that, you can do that. I know the A10 7850K shows benefits from having a higher RAM or a better RAM. I think it's 1800, then it jumps up to 2400. I'm not sure, guys. I don't want to overstep my computer knowledge, but you can upgrade the RAM. So there's a lot of stuff in this that is upgradable. You can add a graphics card, a different graphics card, a more powerful one. I don't know right now if the 7850K, what all graphics cards you can do like the crossfire configuration with. That's something you're going to have to look into. But as it stands for a gaming PC, it is a pretty solid rig for the price point. So I'm going to test it out. I'm going to come back, give you guys a full review, let you know what I think, and kind of show you guys, also go on with this PC, what I'm running with it, the peripherals, and so on and so forth. For the full review of this computer, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully this was helpful to you. As always, I'm your boy Deuce. This is One Level Entertainment. Take it easy, guys.